D-Lo 404 here. I want to say shout out to the LDBC. Welcome back to my subscribers. Welcome back to repeat viewers. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling my content. I want to give basically want to talk about do a little post fight of this Prince Charles Martin Adam Kownacki fight. Actually still in the 10th round, about midway through. Don't know, if it's going to end up going to the cars or somebody going to get knocked out. But I just want to just give my quick assessment of the former champion, Charles Martin. Hey, I went back and forth with a guy on a post earlier this week that was, talking all this, all this yang about how Charles Martin was such a good boxer and he was this knockout artist, so forth and so on. He got some time left to knock Kownacki out, but I ain't seen the knockout artist yet. And I actually told this guy, I said, man, if you go on Box Rec and you look at the guys that Martin knocked out, the lion's share of those guys have been knocked out several times prior to fighting Martin. And of course, a lot of them got knocked out some more after they fought him. Now, that said, I'm looking at the end of this fight, and Martin looks like he may be on his way to stopping Kownacki, which would be absurd for Kownacki, the way he's been battering Martin around most of the fight. Well, now Kownacki's taking the play back, and Martin's hanging on for dear life. And he's holding the ropes. He's holding on to the ropes to stay alive. Man, listen, I support the heavyweights. I like that these guys are in here getting it in and fighting each other, because too many of these guys are standing around waiting on the Anthony Joshua fight, waiting on the Deontay Wilder fight. But man, Charles Martin is not the goods. I mean, this guy, like I have said in the past, is not someone who would have won a championship belt had he not been given the opportunity to win a vacant belt by Tyson Fury no longer being in the picture and losing all of his titles. He definitely wanted to beat Vladimir Klitschko to win a title. He wasn't going to beat Deontay Wilder to win the title. And those were champions at the time, prior to Tyson Fury winning the titles from Vlad. So your fight's ended. It's going to the scorecards. If Kownacki doesn't win this decision, 10-round fight, I'd say if he don't win 7 rounds, I'd say 6-4, maybe 7-3. It should not be a draw on any judge's scorecard, but who knows? We'll see how it plays out. But I just want to say, Charles Martin he leaves a lot to be desired if you're a fan of his. If you're a fan of heavyweight boxing, he leaves a lot to be desired. But that said, I take my hat off to both guys. They gave it their all in the other night. The one guy just seemed to be far more skilled than the other. I mean, I even say Charles Martin did a good job of moving his head, but Kownacki was just finding him. I mean, he would bob and weave, and Kownacki would hit him on both sides of the bob. You know what I'm saying? Both sides of the bob and weave. When he's on the left, he'd catch him, and then he'd go to the right, he'd catch him again. I mean, he almost couldn't miss Charles Martin's head. And then, he's worked the body excellently. Charles Martin did good body work against Kownacki, and he landed some good punches, but he didn't follow up on those punches. He just kind of landed punches and would, kind of like get out of harm's way. He never really took a risk to actually go out there and go for broke. And that's why I think he's going to come up on the short end of this decision, rightfully so. But, I don't remember who the guy was. I don't even remember the video that we were commenting back and forth on about Charles Martin. But, man, I hope he finds this video. Don't ever tell me Charles Martin is a good fighter. I mean, I'm not even going to give him good. He's decent at best. But, I mean, he looks like he doesn't know what he's doing in the boxing ring. I mean, people talk about Wilder and his unorthodox moves and the way he does things in the ring, but that he knows what he's doing and it's intentional. Martin looks like a guy that's feeling his way through a fight. And he looked like he was, pretty much outclassed against Kownacki. And Kownacki doesn't have that much experience, at this level. But that said, I take my hat off to both guys. I'm waiting to see what this decision is going to be. But like I said, trying not to turn the TV up too loud. Don't want to get a copyright infringement. But man, like I said, I'd be surprised if Martin won this fight. I'd be surprised if it was a draw. I mean, our fights are scored round by round, and it's not by what happened overall in the fight. But for the most part, I just feel like Kownacki outworked him, outlanded him, put hurt on him, round after round after round. I would at best give Martin 3 rounds. And the 3 rounds that he won, now I will say that he won them, in my opinion, he won them, in good fashion. And there may be one that was close. They're reading the scorecards now. The winner is still undefeated, Adam Kownacki. I think all 4 judges had a 96-94. I mean, all 3 judges, I'm sorry. All 3 judges had a 96-94. With that said, I like to see where Kownacki goes next. He honestly, I like his activity. I think he has great punch placement. I think he has maybe a little, I can't say above it. I think he has average hand speed. I mean, honestly, and I know a lot of guys are going to think I'm saying this because of the body type, but he does remind me of Chris Arreola when Arreola was at his best. And I'm not saying that because of his body type. I'm saying that because of the way he moves. I mean, if you guys remember when Arreola was at his best, Arreola was, he was pretty much, he looked like a better boxer. And I mean, when I say the term boxer, I mean footwork, hand speed, punch placement. He looked like a better boxer than the average heavyweight, the most heavyweights out there. Because, they actually, talked about how and I may be mistaken, but I think Arreola, when he was in the amateur, he was a light heavyweight. And they talked about he brought that same style to the heavyweights when he became a professional. And Kownacki has some of that same bounce. He's kind of like has good boxing ability, but he's slow. If you guys can remember George Foreman when he was made his comeback and beat Michael Moore, how his punches just looked really slow at times, but then they like speed up, and but his punch placement was like superb. That's kind of what what Kownacki reminds me of. I expect good things from this guy. I mean, a lot of these heavy guys out here that's making a lot of noise, like Dillian White and those guys, that Chisora, even Big Baby, which I know him and Big Baby are good friends, but there's a lot of these guys, they're not gonna be able to beat this dude. I mean, I'll just say that, But I'm finna get on out of here and get ready to watch this not Errol Spence. Think about Errol Spence because I saw him ringside. Watch this Sean Porter and Danny Garcia fight. I'll go ahead and mention it one more time. I got Danny Garcia winning this fight by unanimous decision. And I think he dropped Sean at least one time in this fight. I'm out of here. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Again, thanks for your viewership. I'm out. Peace.